Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're in a different location, different scenery today, and obviously this is not a vlog, which you're used to, but today I'm going to be running you through the kitchen renovation. Just like I did with the bathroom renovation, I'm going to be going through who we used, contractor, prices, all of that good stuff, time, exactly what units we have, all of that good stuff, completely transparent because you know me, I like to give all the details. Before we get into it, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps to expand the reach of my videos. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so that you don't miss any of my videos. So as I said at the beginning of the video, today I am going to be talking about my kitchen renovation, the full overview. I know this has been a long time coming. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Well, hopefully you've been waiting for this. But it's been a long time coming and I'm finally here and I'm going to share with you the whole lowdown on the kitchen renovation. So the first thing I want to talk about is the process of us getting our kitchen. So obviously we had to find a contractor, but we already had someone in mind. The company we used is called DA Home Maintenance. I will link their Instagram down below, so if you want any work, they do mostly North London, Hertfordshire kind of area. I'm not sure if they travel elsewhere. I know they do work in Stoke Newington as well, but that's still like North London. But if you would like any renovation work done, DA Home Maintenance is the same company that did our bathroom, which is why we decided to go with them, because they are professional, do the job quick, and they really put effort into what they do. They don't just like do whatever, if you know what I mean. Like, they take their time, they really do the small details, they really make sure things are done properly, and that's what I really like about the company. We then also had to decide obviously where we were going to get our kitchen from. And we decided to go with Wren Kitchens. I know people have opinions on using Wren Kitchen because they are very high quality units and they would prefer to keep them maybe for a house. But at the time they were having an just speechless sale. Like, they were having a sale that it was, the units were all 50% off. So basically if you bought more than one unit, they would end up being 50% off amongst other offers. So we saved a ton, and I mean a ton of money, but I'll get into that later. So once decided who we wanted to go with, we had to get a home measurement. So this was free. So Wren sent someone out to come, all COVID secure, to come and measure our kitchen. It was very simple, very easy. I think done within about half an hour. They just came into our kitchen, done all the measurements and left. We didn't have to supervise or watch them or anything like that. They just got on with it. And that was it. Once the measurement was done, then all the measurements were uploaded onto their system and given to the person who would be our designer, our kitchen designer. So once the kitchen designer was allocated, we then booked an appointment. So when we went for our kitchen design appointment, at that time the stores were open, so we could go in for our appointment. So we went in and we had to wait a little bit because he was with a previous customer. But while we waited, we had a look around, we had a look at the type of units we wanted, we had a look at the worktops that they had, the sinks, the extractor fans, etc. just to see what we wanted. Obviously the extractor fan is an extra appliance that we purchased on top because we did need a new one, but that's not something you have to get when you're buying a kitchen. So yeah, that's just one disclaimer there in case you were thinking you had to get an extractor fan. I think that kind of goes for sinks and taps as well. If you want to keep your sink and tap that you have, I'm sure that's fine, but we got everything brand new. Sink, tap, everything. We got it brand new apart from the tiles, but I'll get into that later. But everything was pretty much brand new. On our appointment, we sat down with our kitchen designer who was called Kenny. Kenny was so amazing, he was so helpful. He made sure to find the right price. He even suggested a lot of things to us that we could potentially do. Like the worktop that we have, if you've seen my kitchen on Instagram or throughout some of the vlogs, we have quite a nice worktop. It's not quartz because quartz is hella expensive, but we were going to go for a different marble. It was more like a cheaper laminate, you know, like the laminate where it's like a stuck-on marble, if that makes sense. We were going to go for that, but then he recommended the one that we have, and we just fell in love with it. It was so much nicer than the one that we had initially chose, so we decided to go for this one. Obviously we compared the costs as well, so we asked him to compare the costs and things like that. When we arrived at the appointment, our kitchen was already done in terms of the layout. So the layout of the kitchen was already done, and when we had decided what we wanted in terms of units, colour, style, etc., then he put it all on the system and we could see it in 3D. So we could see in 3D what our kitchen would look like. And it was mind-blowing because 3D, I know it's stupid to say that the 3D model looked like our kitchen because it's supposed to, but it looked exactly like our kitchen. So we could literally see what our kitchen would look like before we even got it done. During this time, I also asked for the handles to be left out because I didn't see any handles there that I liked, and they were quite expensive, and I knew I could get cheaper handles elsewhere. So you don't have to get handles with your units if you don't want to get the handles from Ren Kitchens or from your, I'm sure it works with any other kitchen supplier, but I opted for no handles, and I got the handles that we have that you can see here behind me. I got them ourselves, and I'll tell you a bit more about that when we get later in the video, because I'm going to be like talking about where we got like everything from, like the light fitting, the handles, etc. Once we were happy with the design, then he asked us if we would like to put down a deposit. When we put down our deposit, that would mean that the price that we have is locked in. So if the price went up by the time we were ready to do our kitchen, then the price would not go up. But if the price went down, we could also benefit from further savings. So to be honest, we saw that as a no-brainer, because it was like, it's a win-win. Put down our deposit, which was £300, 10% of the full price. If it goes down, great. If it goes up, great, because then we're getting a saving anyway. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was like a win-win situation for us. So it basically locked in the price until we were ready to do the kitchen. We locked in what we wanted our kitchen to look like in about November, December of 2020. And we weren't going to get the work done until Jan-Feb 2021 because of the contractor's availability. The time was coming near. I think they booked the delivery for the kitchen at the end of January. So as the time was coming near, we just sort of, you know, made sure the contractor was aware that this is when the kitchen is coming. We had to also answer some questions to Ren Kitchens in terms of, is the address correct? Telephone number correct? Are there any blockages, narrow roads, difficulties to get to the house, etc.? Are there stairs? They told us the kind of space we needed to have available for the units and all of that stuff. So they really well prepare you for the delivery of the kitchen to make sure you know everything that you need to know and you have the space that you need. The kitchen's delivered, and then basically the contractor gets to work and does the kitchen. From the top of my head, I believe that the reno took maybe 2 weeks. It was very difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it was very difficult to live in a house that was having renovations done, especially on the kitchen, because all of our stuff was in the living room. Like, we were eating out there, cooking out there. You're not gonna be able to use the oven or the hob. Like, it's gonna be a challenge, and it's gonna be full of clutter for a while, but it's worth it in the end. We did have a few issues when it came to the renovation. One of the issues we had resulted in us getting this, what you can see in the corner, this like wine rack kind of thing. So when the person came to measure, they didn't measure correctly, and this unit, as you can see, the unit ends just here, but there was this whole gap here that needed to be filled, because that's where the end of the worktop finishes as well. And this is something, in my defense, or in their defense I should say, this was something that we should have checked. We didn't necessarily check, but then at the same time I was like, well, you guys are the professionals. We expect you to do it properly. We expect you to measure properly. Like, you're specialised in measuring kitchens. Why should I have to go and check over your work? It doesn't make sense. Not only that, but the cabinets either side of our oven, on the top and the bottom, were different sizes. And it didn't make any sense, because the ones we had there before were the exact same size. And we did say we wanted everything to be exactly the same. Because we live in a shared ownership home, we cannot change the layout or the floor plan of any room. It has to be the same. So we needed all the cabinets, like where they were placed, to be the exact same. We were just literally changing them for new ones, because the old ones were not good anymore. 2 of the units were the wrong size. Thankfully they were able to send us new ones free of charge. Unfortunately they didn't take the old ones back. We still have them hanging about in the spare bedroom, the old ones that are the wrong size, but we got the new ones. And to get this was a big issue. My husband was on the phone to them for a good hour and a bit, saying to them like, look, you guys are the professionals, but they didn't measure properly. Anyway, long story short, in the end they decided that they would send us this free of charge, which was a blessing, because otherwise it would have been a big issue. Another issue that we had, which might not be something that you have, is that the pipes under the sink were the wrong. They supplied pipes to us, but they were not the correct size, and the contractor was having a bit of an issue with them. It even led to us having a minor leak even after the new sink was installed. It's now fixed, thankfully, it's fixed now, but just bear that in mind to make sure you check that nothing is leaking, that things have been fitted correctly. We're not entirely sure what was wrong with the pipes because everything was fitted correctly, it was fine. It was just dripping for some unknown reason and we have no idea why it was dripping. Just make sure you check that. Now all of that is out of the way, the bit you have been waiting for. We're gonna talk prices. Our kitchen in total, just for the units, so not including the handles and everything, just the units like the sink, extractor fan and the worktop. The list price was £6,884.78. So that is like the grand total of what our kitchen would have cost before any deductions were made. But after they applied all of their promotions, all of their discounts, our kitchen only came to £3,527.09, which is a saving of £3,357.69. That is an absolutely incredible saving. In my opinion, that's almost half price of what the kitchen would have cost. So in terms of the specifics of the kitchen, for the cabinets we decided to go for a traditional shaker style unit in matte fossil grey. So I really wanted to keep the kitchen very neutral, especially because this is not our forever home, and when we sell it we want it to be a palette that is tasteful to everyone. So we just wanted to really just keep it clean, keep it modern, keep it simple. So this is a matte grey, fossil grey shaker style unit, and it's from the Infinity range, which is one of the ranges that Ren Kitchen offer. Our worktop is the Calcutta Cloud Gloss worktop. I hope I said that right. I'll put all the names and everything down below so you can go and see what it looks like and stuff like that. But it's the Calcutta Cloud Gloss worktop. And then one of the pieces that we got, which is my favourite thing in the whole world, and quite honestly I want to take it with me when we move, but that would be a bit bad because people need a tap, you know, or we could just switch it for a cheaper tap and take this nice one with us. It's the Fortuna bronze tap with white handles. So it's the gorgeous gold tap that you all see on my Instagram stories, in my reels. It's a beautiful, beautiful tap. I am in love with it. I think actually we'll take it with us when we move because it's a gorgeous tap, and that tap was £159. That price is included in the total price for the kitchen that I gave earlier. I just wanted to give you guys like the separate prices for each thing. Obviously you can get a cheaper tap if you need, but we just wanted to be extra. Like, sorry, we just wanted to be extra and get a fancy tap. So that's what we did. £159 for the Fortuna bronze tap with the white handles. And when it came to the renovation costs, we paid £2,580 for the renovation costs overall, and that included extra material that had to be bought and things like that. If I'm being honest, if you're going to get a kitchen renovation, don't use the installers that the provider or the kitchen company have, because when we asked how much the installation cost would be with Ren, it was literally almost the same price as the kitchen. Like, I kid you not. The kitchen was at £3 grand and the installation was also £3 grand, and I was just like, hell to the no. Like, I'm not paying the same amount of installation costs as I did pay for the kitchen. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So try and find your own contractor, try and find someone else, and just get quotes and compare. That's the best thing you could do. Get quotes and just compare, even with the company, to see what works best for you. So now I'm going to get into some of the finer details like the handles, the flooring, etc., just to finish off this video, and in case any of you want to get any of them, then it will give you an insight into where you can go. For our blind, I ordered it from Blinds to Go, which is an online blind store, and they make your blinds made to measure. So you literally measure it yourself, which is very, very easy. Our windows, as you'll see in the cutaway, are recessed, so that means they sit back away from the window. They give you an option to choose if it's recessed or if it's out, if it's not recessed. And why that's important is because if it's recessed, they'll make it a tiny bit smaller than your measurements to make sure that it fits inside your window. And as you can see, my measuring skills were perfecto because the blind fits spectacularly. I can't remember the name of the blind that we got, like the shade of wood, but what I will do is I'll put a link down below to the exact blind that we ordered. The blind cost £54 and 61 pence. And I think that was including a little bit of discount as well, like 10% off or so, or 20%. They were having some kind of offer at the time. But to be honest, the blind is really good quality and it does the job. So I don't mind paying a little bit extra to make sure that the blind fits. Now for our light, which is just above me here. I was really struggling to find a light that I liked. And I can't lie, this light is a little bit bougie, but you know what? Life is too short, people. Life is too short. I got this light from Iconic Lights. Now in the cutaway, it is missing the lampshades, which we're still yet to sort out, because we actually have to buy a whole new light fitting to get the lampshades, because 2 of them got cracked during the installation process. That's a whole nother story that I do not want to get into, because I've put that behind me. But it comes with these beautiful glass lampshades and they're just so gorgeous. Again, I'll link down below, and I'll also put a picture here so you can see what it's supposed to look like. But even without the light fitting, it's still gorgeous. I got this for £63 from Iconic Lights, and since I bought it, it's actually gone up to £80. But if you're a first time buyer from their website, you can get like a discount. So I think it's like 10% off, something like that. And to be honest, the light is so, like, I love it. I will take it with me when I move. It's just such a beautiful light, and people were saying to me, oh, it's a bit fancy for the kitchen, but it's perfect. It's perfect for me. I love it. I love it a lot. Our flooring we got from B&Q. It's the same flooring that we have in the hallway. Like I said, we wanted to keep it simple, and we had some spare planks from when we did our hallway, so I was like, let's just do the same. The flooring is the Addington Grey Oak Laminate flooring, and it's about £20 a pack, just under £20 a pack. So you might need to get a few if you're going to use it for your floor, but it's a beautiful grey oak floor. Very simple, very easy to lay. And finally, our beautiful gold handles, which I absolutely love. They were $42.99 for a pack of 20 from Amazon, people. Amazon. It's not a downside, but the only thing with these handles is that they do get fingerprint marks when you like use them. So you do have to just give them a wipe down every now and then. But they're really good handles. The colour is amazing. They're very sturdy. They are very thick handles. You can see it is really good. And they have loads of different sizes. So obviously the $42.99 was for the size that we got. But they have different sizes. You can get longer ones, smaller ones. But I just got the same size and they fit on every single cabinet. So yeah. So before I purchased the handles, I did take the measurement, because on the Amazon website, on the product page, it gives you the measurements hole to hole, which is obviously where it will sit on the cabinet. And I just put that against the cabinets to see how they would look, to see if they would fit, just to double check beforehand. The final thing before we finish this video are the tiles. So we did not change the tiles. We were just like, you know what, to save money, the tiles are actually in good condition, we don't need to change them. They just need a new lease of life. And what I ended up doing was buying a paint that I could use just to paint the tiles, and it just worked. Mwah! Chef's kiss, beautifully. I got the Al Fresco range of paint from Friend Chic, and the shade that we got is called Dazzle Me. It's £20 for a 750ml tub. I think that's the one that we got. I'm not sure if we got a smaller one or a bigger one, but the size that we got was enough, and we even still have some left over. The Al Fresco range is really good because you can use it indoors, outdoors. It's weatherproof, waterproof. So it'll be good for me to use on another project. And so far I've had such a good experience with this paint. It's not been peeling, it's not been flaking. I wiped down the backsplash after we've been cooking with oil, and it wipes off so easily. I have sprayed on it. It does take a while to get used to because it's a matte paint. It's not glossy, so when you wipe, it has like a weird texture. But apart from that, it cleans very well. I spray product, I wipe it, it gets wet around my sink, it gets oil, there's been food stains, and they've all come off very, very well. So I highly recommend that paint. 10 out of 10. It's such a good paint. They have so many different colours. They have other ranges as well, but I highly recommend. Very, very good paint. 10 out of 10. And that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I gave you the prices, the units that we got, where we went, how the process was, the errors that we had, the issues that we had. I've been through everything. I've given you the full lowdown, and I hope it helps you all. If you haven't checked out my Reno videos, please go back and check them out. It would mean so much to me. And give a cheeky thumbs up on those as well. I will be doing a kitchen tour as well. I mean, the kitchen's not very big, but I'll be doing a kitchen tour as well, so watch out for that. It'll probably be up in maybe 2 to 3 weeks time. That video is going to come out. So I'll just give a tour of, you know, basically what's in my cabinets. That's kind of going to be the tour. So hopefully you guys will be looking out for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, again, please do subscribe. I'm sorry if my head kept getting cut out of the shot, but I'm standing up to this video because I wanted to do something a little bit different, you know. Didn't want to be sitting down all the time in the same spot, and plus there's beautiful natural light here coming from the window. Thank you so much again for watching, and I really hope to see you guys in the next one. Go on with it, go on with it. To us, yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on.